Refining gold at home can be a fascinating and rewarding endeavor for those who have access to unrefined gold or gold-bearing materials. While it's essential to note that working with these materials can be hazardous if not done with care, this guide aims to provide a step-by-step approach to refining gold using readily available materials. By combining charcoal, fire, nitric acid, borax, and palm oil, you can purify gold and transform it into a precious, gleaming metal. Follow these steps with caution and ensure you have the necessary safety equipment before embarking on this DIY refining journey. Materials needed. Gold-bearing material, for example, scrap jewelry, gold nuggets or gold dust. Charcoal. Fire source, for example, a propane torch. Nitric acid. Borax. Palm oil. Safety equipment, gloves, safety goggles, and a well-ventilated area. Dissolve impurities with nitric acid. After removing the container from the fire, let it cool. Add nitric acid to the black residue. Be cautious, the acid will dissolve base metals and other impurities, leaving behind the gold. Allow the nitric acid to work on the mixture for a few hours, or until you notice the black residue has dissolved. Let's start by burning off impurities with charcoal and fire. Place the gold-bearing material in a heat-resistant container. Add an appropriate amount of charcoal to the container. The charcoal will act as a reducing agent, helping to remove impurities and base metals from the gold. Ignite the charcoal and let it burn until it becomes a glowing bed of coals. Carefully heat the gold-bearing material within the container over the charcoal bed. The intense heat will cause impurities to burn off, leaving you with a black residue. Now, carefully take the gold from the container and put it in a refining pot. Neutralize with borax. Once the impurities have dissolved, carefully neutralize the acid by adding a pinch of borax. This will help precipitate any remaining metals and impurities. The process begins by placing a combination of the refining pot, gold, and borax onto a fire. This assembly is then securely covered and heated gradually until it reaches its melting point. When fine gold particles, often referred to as gold dust or flakes, are exposed to high temperatures, they undergo a process similar to the melting of solid gold. Fine gold particles have a lower mass and therefore a lower heat capacity compared to larger pieces of gold. As a result, they will melt at a lower temperature. The melting point of pure gold is approximately 1948 degrees Fahrenheit, 1064 degrees Celsius, but fine gold particles may start to fuse and form into small beads at lower temperatures, usually between 1500 and 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, 815 to 982 degrees Celsius. These fine gold particles tend to coalesce into tiny droplets when exposed to heat, forming a more compact and easily recoverable mass of gold. Precipitate gold with palm oil. In a separate container, mix the remaining solution with palm oil. The gold will precipitate as a fine, brown powder. Carefully collect the gold precipitate and allow it to dry. Refining gold at home using charcoal, fire, nitric acid, borax, and palm oil is a complex process that requires careful attention to safety and precision. It's essential to conduct this process in a well-ventilated area and take all necessary precautions to protect yourself. Remember that working with nitric acid can be hazardous, and you should familiarize yourself with the safety guidelines before attempting this process. If you are inexperienced or unsure, it's advisable to seek professional help or guidance from experienced individuals in the field. Refining gold is not only an age-old art but a delicate science, so approach it with the respect and caution it deserves.